Hey everybody out there, this is Seto, and today for you guys we are going to be doing an awesome deck update today, as you can see by the playmat, of the lovely Dark Magician Girl. Yes guys, that's who we're going to be doing a deck profile of today. Now, a lot of people out there always ask me, hey Seto, this is just a Dark Magician deck. And I have to explain to you guys that a lot of people out there, if they're building a Dark Magician deck, even nowadays, competitively even, they'll just chuck a Dark Magician Girl into the deck, right? Now, for me, what I want to do is, yes, have it be able to still bring out Dark Magician, because that engine's really good. It brings the Dark Magician Girl and Dark Magician together. It's a good engine to use, but I also wanted to incorporate the Dark Magician Girl engine and have the deck more focused on having Dark Magician Girl in the deck than just having a random Dark Magician Girl in the deck. So it focuses on Dark Magician Girl, it focuses on utilizing Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl on the field more so than a Dark Magician deck. That's why if you guys go back to watch my other Dark Magician deck profile, which should be up on the channel, if not already up on the channel, you will see what I'm talking about. They're two different completely decks and two different completely strategies and focuses. So I want to explain that to you guys, because I get a lot of comments all the time about this deck. Oh, this is not a Dark Magician Girl deck, it's just Dark Magician. Look at the two decks side by side, look at the way I constructed and I built them, and you'll start to see the difference more. So, without further ado guys, after going over that, let us get into today's deck profile of Dark Magician. So, we run 3 Dark Magicians, because even though this is a Dark Magician Girl deck, he's still essential to a lot of your combo plays in the deck. Now, we do run 2 Dark Magician Girls. I will say, as a man of culture, so to speak, I do like the full body artwork of Dark Magician Girl. So that is me as a man of culture. Seto Kaiba prefers the full body artwork of Dark Magician Girl. And you guys can all laugh it up and roll your eyes right now, as you're probably doing. Saying all that, I decided to cut Dark Magician Girl down from a 3 of, which I have run literally in this deck since the creation of this deck many moons ago, to a 2 of, to make space for other cards in the deck. I found through playtesting and just generally playing this deck over the years that 3 Dark Magician Girl could sometimes get a little bit clunky, and you may say, really, this is supposed to be a deck focused around her? Yes, that is true, but I found that really at the end of the day I only really needed 2 Dark Magician Girls because of some of the main combos she can be utilized for, and for the Magician Girl part of the deck. So while you may want to be playing around and run 3 Dark Magician Girls, which I completely understand. Like I said, for many years I actually ran 3, but for consistency reasons and trying to incorporate new strategies and cards, I decided to cut it down from 3 of to 2 of in this deck, and it's been perfectly fine. One of the main plays in this deck is having both of these cards out in the field to go for your amazing card, which Dark Burning Magic Attack, while using Magician's Navigation. This is one of your main combos of the deck, which I don't know if I'm the one that created it, but whatever. Like, I know I'm the first one that brought it to light, to my knowledge, I've ever seen on YouTube, but probably not the one that thought of it first, maybe even. But Magician's Navigation, you go off with this, and then you flip this up on your opponent's turn, Dark Burning Magic, and you destroy your opponent's board. That's why that's one of the main plays of this deck with these cards. She can also be used for fusions and be used with the Magician Girl engine as well, but that's one of the main plays as well. I want to always mention that to you guys. So next up guys, we have your pretty much just other support casters, spellcaster support as well for this deck. We run 1 Apprentice Illusion. Now you may say, why are you just running 1 of it? Well, for the most part, if you really look at this deck in a nutshell, especially, besides your basic Magician's Rod, your Dark Magician Girl, your Dark Magician over here, right? Besides those, you got the Magician Girl engine. Well, they're not dark. And yes, your extra deck does incorporate darks, but it's not as essential as it would be in a Dark Magician deck. Apprentice Illusion Magician is. It's not as essential as it would be in a Dark Magician deck. So that's why it's a 1 of, not a 2 of, or a 3 of. But that's just what's working for me for years. Next we run 3 Magician's Rod. This is your searcher for your deck for just about all your combo needs, all your combo plays that you'll need. That play I was showing you earlier with using Magician's Navigation and also using Dark Burning Magic. You can search out pretty much all your spells that you really run in the deck, all your traps. It's one of the main searchers for the deck, guys, hands down. Then we run 3 Magician's Soul. You've probably seen this in the deck and gone, oh my gosh, this card's so expensive, I can't afford it. What other substitutes can I play, as you ask me right now? Well, there's a lot. I would definitely suggest that if you do not have Magician's Souls, you run a 3rd Dark Magician Girl. On top of that, I would probably run a 3rd Magician's Navigation, and then after that, I would even probably chuck in the deck a one-of spell you may want. A Call by the Grave, perhaps. Maybe you decide, oh, I don't want Call by the Grave. Maybe Upstart Goblin. Maybe something of that nature. There's some other additional things you could run. You could even run a 3rd Eternal Soul, maybe. So, in my estimation, I gave you some options there, but I would most likely prefer to go with a 3rd Magician Navigation, a 3rd Eternal Soul, and a 3rd Dark Magician Girl. That's what I would replace if you do not have access to Magician's Soul. Hopefully it does get reprinted and go down in price in the near future, as I think it's going to probably be slated to be reprinted most likely next year sometime. I got a feeling. But nevertheless, great card. If you have access to it, you run it in this deck. It really makes the deck function very well. Next up, let's get into the Magician Girl engine. We run 3 Berry Magician Girl. She's pretty much your searcher for the deck to search out all your Magician Girl needs, be it kiwi, be it chocolate. People wonder why I do not run apple and lemon. They're not as essential in this version of the deck. Berry, kiwi, and chocolate are really good because you can use them with Dark Magician Girl a lot, and they're going to help facilitate her and protect her on the board. So 3 berry we run in the deck, and 3 kiwi, which is kind of like Kalut because it can boost up your Magician Girls, including Dark Magician Girl herself. So we do run them along with 2 chocolate magician. I'll put them over here for you guys. 2 chocolate magician as well. So this is your Magician Girl engine, and people are like, hey, why you only run 2 chocolate? Isn't she a draw engine for the deck? Yes, she is, and there's other ways you can incorporate her. Maybe you want to run a Summoner Monk in the deck to tune her out to go for some rank 4 plays and use her effect. Nowadays, I find that her effect is good. It's still decent, but it depends how you're. What I'm trying to explain here, the best way I guess I could say this is, this deck, the Magician Girls are good depending upon how you're trying to build a Dark Magician Girl deck. Okay? It depends. If you're trying to focus more on the Magician Girls to the point where it's just a pure Magician Girl deck, then yeah, you run the 3rd chocolate. You probably run 1 lemon and 1 apple. If you're trying to make this deck more competitive by using the engine using this package as an engine, this is what I would run, because you rely upon your normal summon for your Magician's Rod and things of that nature. Chocolate's just in there because it's nice to have, and it can bide you some time. And if I had a choice between Magician's Rod and chocolate, I found that I'm always choosing the Magician's Rod. So that's why I cut her down to 2 of, even though I love her personally, and I think she's my favorite Magician Girl. So that is what we run there for the Magician Girl engine. Berry and them are all good. Next we run for your spells, we run 3 Dark Magical Circle. This is an essential card for this deck to help banish stuff, to get rid of stuff. And on top of that, as you guys know, if we run Magician's Circle, we run Soul Servant, which is an amazing card for this deck. Definitely a staple in my opinion. Really helps you stack the cards to go, use Magician's Soul effectively. And just a good card overall in general to have. So your 3 Dark Magician Circle and your 3 Soul Servant as well in the deck. Pretty straightforward. Next up, we run our double Dark Burning Magic attack. Now, a lot of people, though, if they're running a Dark Magician Girl in the deck, they'll just chuck this in there. One of the key plays, one of the fundamental plays of this deck is to abuse this card. Because I want to use this card not on my turn, but on my opponent's turn. Because you're going to get the most bang for your buck. They're going in, they're in mid-combo. You flip this up by chaining it, and you just go sayonara and just blow up their board. And it's your opponent's going to have to play around it, especially if you have it, you can bluff with it. especially game 2, if they've never played against this deck before, because if they see a Dark Magician and a Dark Magician Girl, and they've had this go off on them before, they're gonna be hesitant. So how can you like make them fully commit and then blow up in their face again? Well, that comes with Magician's Navigation, because Magician's Navigation is a trap. I set it down. That makes them more concerned, because if they see 2 face down back row, what could that be? Ah, you know, as long as you got 1 card in hand, they don't know that. They don't know what it could be, but you could be even bluffing. So this card's really devastating, and you can play mind games with your opponent too, I found. And this has been the case for many years. So great card, a staple 2 of, because a lot of times you will find yourself going for 2 of these per duel in this version of the deck. So great card, great card. Definitely probably one of the main focuses of this deck is to abuse that card. Then we run 1 bond between teacher and student in this deck. Really good card. Really like it. 1 illusion magic, still very useful, especially in this version of the deck. 1 dark magical inheritance. 1 secrets of dark magic. And 1 Eye of Timaeus. Now, Eye of Timaeus is a little bit more versatile in this deck, because unlike the other version of my Dark Magician deck, which you'll see eventually if you haven't already, you can go for Dark Magician Girl. So, the Dragon Knight, which is just a cool card to go for in general. And from what I've been told, she is considered a Magician Girl, so she works with the Magician Girl engine as well. So that's kind of cool too. So these are pretty much some of your main fusions, along with one more card we'll go over, Magicalized Fusion, which we'll talk about in a second. But these are 2 of your main fusion ways, along with the other fusion card we'll talk about in a second. And these are just some generic Dark Magician cards that are really just one-ofs that are really nice. So there you go for that, guys. That's your pretty much your Dark Magician Girl deck. People always ask, and I'm going to say it again, as I've said probably since this card came out, you cannot search Eye of Timaeus in any way in this deck. I'm just going to say that. Next, we run 3 Magical Fusion and 1 Monster Reborn. The thing I want you to keep about this, guys, is Monster Reborn and Magicalized Fusion are really good. Monster Reborn, you can abuse Dark Magician Girl, Dark Magician stuff. Magicalized Fusion is really easy to get off in this deck. I found through playtesting, it's amazing. It's so easy to get Quintet's effect of blowing up your opponent's board, pretty much, because you're running Dark Magician Girls, Dark Magicians, all these generic spellcasters, and on top of that, you're running the Magician Girl engine. So there's bound to be 5 different type of spellcaster names in your graveyard, and you can just go off with this and just be like, okay, go off, nuke your board, good day. It's so easy to get off, like so easy, and I definitely highly suggest this card in this deck. So 3 of that's your 1-of spells. For your traps, we're running 2 Magician Navigation. I don't think you need 3 anymore. 2 Eternal Soul. Like I said, if you do not have the freaking expensive card of this deck, which I know a lot of you guys probably do not have access to, Magician's Soul. If you do not have it, that's why I suggest these cards at multiples, because this card really helps helped replace some of these cards, I guess you could say, and upgrade it and give a power boost to the Dark Magician deck. So, but they're still good cards to have in your deck, so that's why we still run them. But 2 of each of them, and then also we run 1 Magician's Combination, which is a good card because we're running Dark Magician Girl and Dark Magician in this deck, and it looks like the playmat as well, which is kind of cool. But yeah, really good card here because we're running this type of deck instead. So that is the main deck, guys. Let's get on to the extra deck. And if you guys are wondering about the Eye of Timaeus, what I'm trying to say here is because all the time, I know I said it's not searchable. It's just not searchable. People always think it can be searched out, but it can't be really through Magician's Circle. That's what I was trying to explain, if anybody got confused there. People always leave comments, and it just frustrates me. No offense. Next, we're going to Duelist Kingdom because we want to get rid of Crush Card. Crush Card doesn't exist in Duelist Kingdom, guys, because it wasn't around yet. Woo! So I'm going to go to the one place in quarantine on Duelist Kingdom. Hopefully my soul does not get taken by a guy with 1 eye. By a guy with 1 eye. That just sounds creepy. So yeah, guys. And then we also got our Yugi tokens, which I always like using in this deck. So we're running our Dark Magician Girl, the Dragon Knight. This is considered a Magician Girl according to what I've been told, so it works well with this. Then we run one Dark Magician Girl, the Dragon Knight. And by the way, if I am mistaken about this being considered a Magician Girl, forgive me. That's what I've been told by a judge friend for twice now, and I've been told by other judges. So if that's incorrect, let me know. But that's what I've had ruled in, multiple times before. Dark Magician, the Dragon Knight, one Amulet Dragon, one Dark Paladin. These are just some generic things. Amulet Dragon's really good. It can put a lot of damage in, and don't underestimate the card. It's still good. One Dark Paladin, and then we run two the Dark Magicians, which is a really, really good card to run in this deck as a 2 of, especially in this version of the deck, I find. So that's why I'm running 2 of it instead of 1 of it, which I run in my Dark Magician deck. Then we run one Quintet Magician, which is super easy to go for and super good, and I really like it in the deck. Then for your level 7s, we run one Ebonon, one Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon, and one number 11 Big Eye. These are just your generic guys, level 7 synchro monsters, which really help out in the deck overall, and I definitely like in the deck too. So that's for your level 7s, guys. For your other link cards we run in the deck, we run one Platyplant Verte Anaconda, one Cerberus, which is really good here, one Phoenix, one Unicorn, which I'll move all this down for you guys here in a second. One Cerberus, so we got Anaconda for your fusions to search out, Cerberus for popping back row for Phoenix, Unicorn's really good, and lastly, one Black Luster Soldier of Chaos, which is really good. I don't find myself going so much for the level 4 link monsters, so if you want to run them, go right ahead, be my guest, but I just personally haven't found a lot of instances where that's the case, so that's why I'm running these ratios here. So that is the extra deck, guys. I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. Like I said, I've always thoroughly enjoyed this deck. It's one of those fun decks that has always been a blast to play over the years, and I thoroughly enjoy it. And it's so fun because I'm hoping eventually we get some more just Magician Girl support, which I think the deck really, really needs at the end of the day. And I believe that will happen eventually, but I don't know when that is. It may take some time because they came out of a movie pack, but it may happen eventually, I believe. But hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a big thumbs up, guys. And until next time, take care, have fun dueling, good luck dueling to all of you guys. Go Dark Magician Girl, the original waifu of Yu-Gi-Oh! And I know many anime crush, your first anime crush for a lot of you. I'll see you guys next time. Good luck dueling to you guys. And remember to screw the rules and believe in the heart of the cards. Take care, everybody. Good luck dueling to all of you.